All right, welcome back. Last video, we made our rectangle block and we made a cylinder. So in this video, we're going to make a triangle block and then we'll move into some of our blocks that have curves or circular type shapes. So let's jump right into our triangle block. We're going to create another new tab. We're going to create a new part studio. That'll take a second. If you want, you can rename these. So if you create a lot of these, it can be kind of hard to keep track of what's in what. So we could rename this triangle block. Just kind of a nice feature that helps us stay organized. So to start this one, it's going to be different than our Part Studio 1 and 2, where we could just create a sketch on the top plane and then extrude it up. This one, if we try that, we're not going to get a triangle. So the bottom of a triangle is a rectangle, but if you extrude that up, you just get a rectangle block. So we're going to have to take a little bit different approach. So what we're going to do instead, we're going to create a sketch on our front plane as opposed to our top, and we'll hide all of those. Let's orient it to the front plane. So click on the blue face that says front. Let's zoom out of the hair. Now we're going to use the line tool, just like we did with the rectangle. So we'll start by making a line from our origin. So click once, and then we're going to make a vertical line. Doesn't matter how long it is right now. We will fix that later. And then you're going to draw down the sloped part of your triangle. And doesn't matter the length. The most important thing is that it's going to be horizontal with where we started. So once you get horizontal, you'll notice this little yellow dashed line will show up. So again, OnShape is trying to help you, give you tips, or guess what you're trying to maybe do. So once you see that yellow dotted line, you can go ahead and click to create that sloped line. And then we're just going to connect to finish our triangle. When we're done, it should fill in with like a light gray color. From here, we're going to dimension. So go back up to dimension or click the D on your keyboard. And then we're going to dimension the height, which for this one is going to be 2.25. So we'll do 2.25, hit enter. And then our width is going to be 1 inch and hit enter. So we are done with our triangle sketch. If we go back to isometric, you can kind of see it there. If I rotate, you can see, yep, this does not have any depth to it. So we're going to add depth by adding an extrusion. So you can hold Shift and E, or you can just click the extrude up here. So go ahead and click your sketch. You can see it wants to extrude it. You can do that in either direction. It's going to default to a depth of 1 inch, so we're good to go. Hit the green check, and you're done. So again, this video or this shape should kind of show you that you need to be strategic about picking which plane you're sketching from. If we tried to do this on our top plane, we would have had to draw the triangle and then it would be like laying flat like this. So that's not really what we wanted. We wanted it to be in this orientation. I think it just looks more like how you would set the block on a table. So that's our triangle block. Next up, let's do our half circle block. So we'll create a new tab, new part studio, and we'll rename it half circle block. This one we're going to do kind of similar to the triangle. So we're going to do it on the front face. So another way you can create a sketch, instead of clicking sketch up here, you can actually right click where it says front and do new sketch. That's another way you can create sketches. Let's hide all of our faces since we've already got our sketch plane defined. Then from here, we're going to draw a circle, but not before we spin our cube to be looking at it from the front. So from our origin, let's draw a circle. This is going to be a 1.5 inch wide circle. So our diameter is 1.5. So we will dimension that to be 1.5, hit enter, and then we can click the green check mark and be done and extrude it, and then we can go from there. We can actually erase kind of the bottom half, or we can do it all in one sketch, which I'm going to show you how to do. And then maybe I'll go back and show you the other way we could have done it. So let's make a rectangle, and we're going to use this rectangle to kind of chop off this whole bottom half of the circle. So to do that, we want to be aligned with our center point. We want to be aligned with the origin. So to do that, you can kind of hover over the origin, and then if you go horizontal to it, you'll get that dotted line. Start placing your rectangle. Then you can just make your rectangle as big as you want, as long as it's covering the whole entire bottom half of your circle. So you wouldn't want to make it like here. You've still got some of that bottom half of your circle showing. So as long as you're like over here, you're good to go. So now we've got our circle kind of divided into two different halves, which is nice. So if we click the green check, now we've got a lot going on. This doesn't look like our block. Our block is really just this top half. So you can see as I'm hovering over it, it's just highlighting the top half and the bottom half of the circle, or this part of the rectangle. So we really just want to extrude this top half. So if we click extrude, we should be able to just click on that part of our sketch. And you can already see it's just extruding that part. The depth of this one is going to be just 1 inch, so our default is going to be fine. If we click the green check, notice how the rest of the sketch goes away. So it looks like we intentionally just made our half circle block exactly how we wanted to. Now, if we made our sketch visible again, then you'd be able to see all that stuff. But once you're done extruding, that sketch should automatically hide, and it looks good. We're done. So that's the half circle block. We're going to use kind of a similar technique to create the arch block. So that's what we'll do next. We'll go to Insert New Tab. We're going to create a new Part Studio. This one we're going to rename to our arch block. So we're going to, again, use our front face. So we'll right click it, New Sketch, hide the rest. And then from here, we're going to create a rectangle. Let's orient to our front face. So you're going to create a rectangle from your origin. This is going to be, looks like 2 inches by 1 inch. So don't try to like drag it to be correct. Let's just make it hover big, and then we'll use our dimensions to get it exact. So place it, make your dimensions. It's going to be 1 inch tall. It's going to be 2 inches long. Okay, so that looks good. And then we're going to create a circle right in the middle. So again, OnShape is going to be pretty helpful here. As we get to the middle of this line, it's going to come up with that little box there. So that's our midpoint. So once you see that midpoint show up, there it is. We can click to create our circle. So we're going to just make the circle however big right now. We're going to dimension it to get it exact. So the diameter of that circle was 1.5 inches. That looks good. We are, I think, ready to do our extrusion. Now again, there's a lot of stuff showing. So you're going to create your extrusion, even though there's all this stuff showing. We don't have to extrude it all. We can be selective. So you're going to click the green check, go to your isometric view so you can see how much is being extruded. I'm going to do Shift E to do my extrusion. You don't want to select all of it because then you're going to get this weird shape. So you just want to select the part that we're going to make our arch with. So just this top portion of the rectangle. We do not want this part of the circle, or we're just going to have a straight up rectangular block again. So once you've got just this part selected, it's going to be a depth of 1 inch. So we'll just leave that. Click the green check, and it looks like we're done. So you can rotate your cube around a little bit, check it out. And if you want to go back to isometric, use the cube or hit Shift 7. And that's it for our simple blocks. Thanks for watching. I'll show some more advanced blocks in the next video if you want to challenge yourself a little bit. Okay, so check that one out. Thank you very much.